Carlo, welcome to WIRED 2015.
Great to be here.
Thank you so much for coming. So, can you just start off by giving us just an overview of your work at the SENSEable Cities Lab?
Well, you know, what we're excited about is really look at how technologies, the same technology that changed our lives over the past 15, 20 years, now they're entering the city. They are becoming atomized and networked, and so they're changing the way we can really understand city, design cities, and ultimately the way we live in them.
Absolutely. Well, over the next few years, we're going to see more people than ever living in cities, growth of mega cities. What are going to be the main challenges we're facing by 2025 in the next decade?
You know, I think the challenges of cities are the challenges we've always seen, are the challenges about traffic, about air quality, pollution, and so on and so on. However, what will change a lot in 2025, I guess, is the way we'll be able to tackle some of the challenges. And it's really some of that is starting now with this ability to basically put the internet everywhere, get to an Internet of Things condition, something else, you could call it like ubiquitous computing, and through that actually change many of these processes. And that's the exciting thing we're seeing today.
You've got a new project you're working on called Underworld in Boston. Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, we don't have many results yet, but yes, the point is about it's an intersection of not only the digital and the physical world, but also the biological world. And what we are doing is, think about the microbiome. The human microbiome is all the viruses and bacteria living inside our bodies. And we cannot measure it individually regularly for everybody yet, but what we can do, we can look at it at the scale of the city. And so we basically design little robots that go into the sewage, they keep on sampling sewage, and then we analyze the sewage. And we're getting interesting results, just the beginning. It seems we're able to detect epidemics before they happen. You can amplify the influenza virus before people actually report symptoms of influenza, and many other things. You can, from what you get into sewage, you can really tell interesting thing about a neighborhood diabetes condition, obesity condition, even stress level. So it becomes a very interesting way to analyze this wealth of human information to better understand the city and the population.
So it's predictive in some way. You were saying you're able to sort of predict maybe how diseases, epidemics might spread?
Well, the first thing you have is just understanding what is going on, but yes, then you can own that, you can develop a predictive model. But just the very fact of being able to detect the influenza virus even before influenza has arrived in a city, that can be a great important information.
You've done a lot of work in Singapore. One final question. How important do you think real-time data is going to be in the cities of the future, so that we actually know what's happening around us when it's happening, rather than looking at kind of static data?
Well, look, really, real-time data is really the core of what happens with the Internet of Things. Is about understanding what is going on in the city and then responding to the information. And so real-time data is what enables anything today. You think about Airbnbs or Uber or anything else. It's really made possible just because we got the flow of real-time data coming to our pocket, to our smartphones. And so that happens in many different scales. It's real-time data that allows us to find a taxi next to us, or it is real-time data that can help us to better understand a city in its entirety and how it works.
Carlo, thank you so much for joining us at WIRED 2015.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to hearing more about the lab as your work progresses.
Thank you. Great to be here.